Hello there and welcome back. Today I'm going to be fitting a quick shift from Pumaspeed. I think this will give me either a 15% or a 30% reduction in movement on the gear stick. I have sort of come up with a method of trying to show how much difference there is from the standard to the 15 and the 30%. It's only a very crude method. I think this for myself more than anything, I'd like to know how much reduction I'm getting, but then I might be able to sort of show you like there as well what difference it does make. I don't want to make it silly short, but obviously I've been told by a few people now that this is definitely worth doing, so hence why I bought this. I got this from CE UK, Car Enhancements. I've been talking to them a lot lately about other bits and pieces, mostly for my exhaust I want to get. They've been really helpful. I think it's just stock at the moment because obviously people are struggling to get stuff in. But the one I want isn't in stock, so I can't get it yet, but I think it's in stock next week, so as soon as I can get that I'll be placing the order. So right, so what I'm going to do is I know when I install this I need to take the cold feed from the air filter to the cross pipe on the back of the engine. It's got to come off, so I've also got a red induction pipe to put back on, tube pipe, whatever you want to call it. I thought, well, while I've got it off, I may as well upgrade it to this. So there's no technical fitment of that at all. It's just two Jubilee clips, but I'll run through that at the end once I've took the old bits off. But let me just go show you inside the car what I've crudely done on the standard fitment of the exhaust, so you can see what my plan is hopefully for the next two. And then we'll quickly fit this and see what difference it makes. Right, so we're now in the car. Now this is my very crude idea of how to measure this. So what I've managed to do is I've cable tied a Sharpie to the gear stick, and I've managed to hold this piece of cardboard here like this, and wedged up tight so it didn't move, and held it down and managed to draw this on a piece of card. Now it looks pretty rough, but I've got my main points here, which are the critical points, which she gives us a distance from here to here. Now if I can do another one here and another one here with the two different the 15 and the 30, that should I should be able to measure them and you can see how much of a reduction there is. So that's the plan. I don't quite know if it's gonna work, but I can't see why it shouldn't. I don't want to get too technical. It's not really that much of a bother to me. I just like to know really, and like to show anybody else. I've not seen anyone try and do this before on YouTube, so hopefully this will sort of maybe give an insight of what the difference is. So right, let's go under the bonnet and see about how we fit this device, because there's none of the stuff I've bought so far for this car, you don't get any instructions with anything, so I'll suss it out. I'll get it to bits and suss it out. So right, let's go. Okay, so I think I need to remove the air feed pipe, which is here. Just two Jubilee clips, one this end, one that end, and then once this is out of the way you will be able to see where the linkage is for the gear lever to the gearbox. So let's get this off and we'll see what we've got once we've got that out of the way. Hopefully that's enough. So. Well, I didn't put too much of a fire up. that out of the way for now. So right in here is what we are looking for. I can't even see it on the GoPro. Okay, so I've sort of repositioned the camera to see if we can see what's going on down here. So I know I need to pop this off this little spigot here, so I'm not sure how easy this comes off. So that was a bit harder than I thought. It's off. It does literally just pop off, but I only get a little stubby screwdriver in there. So this, if I'm moving this now like this, in and out, I'm guessing the gear stick inside's moving, and I'm no technical expert on this by any stretch of the imagination, but each one of these movements means a different thing inside onto this lever. So anyway, let's see how I think this now fixes onto there, because I don't think this ball comes off. This fixes over here somehow. I'm not sure if it goes with the two sides at the front or if it goes with the two screws at the back. Ah, that fits on there a lot better, like that. So what I don't really want to do is to drop any of this down there, because I've dropped bits down there before and it is a pain in the bum. Okay, so it makes a lot of sense now. As you can just see, from this is the nipple that the original gear shift was attached to, and that is actually located in that hole, which is in there. So the other holes, you can see there's a hole here, there's two at the back, that's where the screws go, which I'll put in now, and then the other one next to this nipple is to change the percentage from the 30 to the 15. To be fair, at the moment I am not sure which one does what, but let's get this bolted on and then I can see if I can work out which one's going to be the 30 and which one's the 15. Right, whew, that was not easy. Well, so it weren't easy, it was easy. It's just, it's just awkward. If it was up the top here, I'd have had that done in a matter of seconds. So I think now I can just literally push this on. Let's see if I can get me. That is on. Just check that all works inside. Okay, so been inside the car and that works perfectly. It feels fine anyway. I'm going to try and pop that off again, move that little nibble over to the other screw and see if it makes a difference. I've marked the cardboard. I didn't want to keep moving the cameras inside the car and out, so it's not going to be a perfect science, but I think it's going to show us how much of a difference it makes. So right, so there's a little problem there. I'll explain what that is. Right, so the issue is the socket won't go on this. Oh, and you can't even actually bloody undo it with that there. Can you see on there? This clashes with this. So the only way I can change this over now by look of this is by taking the whole thing off, which I didn't really want to do, but I think I'm going to have to. Okay then, I'm going to have to strip this right back down again now. We're back when I've done it. Right, as you can see, I've swapped it over now, everything's tight. The only thing I haven't done is clip this back onto here, which we'll do now. That's on, so I'll just give it a try now, see what difference that makes. Right, so I've checked everything now inside, it's all fine. I've marked the cardboard with 3 settings. Now the setting that's in now, which is the one where I've moved it over from the little nipple over to the side, so it's the one that on the, well, the way I'm looking at it on the right hand side is the shorter shift, and the one nearest to that nipple is the more standard, but that sort of makes sense. So I'm guessing the further you move the arm away from the standard OEM nipple, the shorter it's going to be. I suppose if you keep going you'll end up having nothing. So I'm going to try it on that setting because I like the short shift, that feels nice inside. I'll go into the garage now with the cardboard and I'll show you the results. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Right, so I've pinned this up on the wall so we can all see it. So yeah, the results were quite surprising. Probably more accurate than I thought they were going to be. It sort of all makes sense. I'm no mathematician. I'm sure someone who's watching this will be able to work out the percentages probably better than I have. But let me just zoom in on this and I'll explain what we've got here. So this was the stock settings before I did any changes, and from here to here each of these measured within sort of 125 millimeters all the way through the H gate. So your stock throw from first to second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, each of these is 125 millimeters. Now the 15% is the one I did first, which then I obviously couldn't change the nipple. That gave me a 15% less, so that distance has now gone down to 110 millimeters. Sort of average through there. And then obviously when I moved over to the 30% settings, that's gave me a rough average of 95mm. So I'm gonna keep it set at this setting for now and give it a run, see how I get on, see if I like how it feels. I know if I don't like how tight it is, I can reduce it back to the 15%, but that sort of looks good, feels nice. As long as the car changes gear okay, I'll go with that setting. But just so everyone knows, if you're buying the Pumaspeed quick shift for the Mark 8 ST, this is what you can get achievements with. On that account, I'm now going to swap the camera around again, try and fit this before I go for a test drive. So let's spin round. Okay guys, so I'm just going to fit these now onto the car. I've already put the Jubilee clips on. It should just be a matter of pushing it on and whatnot. I've just unclipped the airbox just to make it a little bit easier, or the top of the airbox. Move that out of the way. Okay, so as you saw just there, we're fitting the old cold air feed pipe. I weren't happy with the position of the Jubilee clips, so I just took it off, adjusted the Jubilee clips and then put it back on, but it took me 5 minutes. So yeah, so I'm now going to take the car out for a rip, see how the gear changes, and then I'll probably update you in the next video on how I found the position of that 30% on that quick shift. Hopefully it's fine. I'd rather keep it like it is, but it's no biggie if I need to change it. But my next sort of install I have is this. So this is the torque mount that goes underneath where the gearbox meets, or the back of the engine meets the chassis of the car. Should stop a lot of this wheel hop I get. It is quite bad on these cars. I know people have spoke about it quite a bit before, but if you're especially in the wet, you can get this to wheel hop quite badly in first, second, third gear. Hopefully, and I've seen reviews on these torque mounts that it stops it straight away. I think what I'll do when I fit this is I will do a test of the vibration in the car before and after, just when it's idling. I think you notice it more. I've got a couple of ideas how I can sort of throw a test up like this, but yeah, keep watching out for me. I'll be trying to upload a video sort of weekly at the moment, as I've got quite a bit to do to the car. The exhaust will be coming soon, so I'm not going to say which exhaust yet, but it's definitely going to be one soon. So anyway, hope to see you in the next video. Keep your eyes peeled. Cheers boys.